Right now, somewhere in the UK, someone's sitting in front of a fan that sounds like it's about to take off and join the RAF, and wondering why their flat feels like a bloody microwave. And at the same time, somewhere else on the planet, scientists are staring at the data and quietly asking a question most people would rather ignore. Not because it's complicated, but because it's uncomfortable. Here's the truth. We already know how to slow climate change. That part isn't really the mystery anymore. The real problem is something far messier. We can't agree on how to power the world without wrecking it. And that's where it shows up. A word that instantly splits opinion in half. Quietly. Almost like it knows it's controversial. Nuclear. And I know what you're thinking, mate. Nuclear? That's the boom-boom stuff, isn't it? Yeah. That reaction pretty much sums up the entire problem in one sentence. But here's the thing we rarely ask properly. Do we actually need nuclear energy to fix climate change? Or are we just too uncomfortable to admit it might be part of the answer? And honestly, that question doesn't come with an easy answer. Because let's be real, modern life wasn't exactly designed with caution. It was built on convenience. Lights that turn on instantly, heating in winter, air conditioner in summer, phones, servers, streaming, AI, all of it running non-stop in the background like nothing ever needs to stop. And for decades, we powered it all the easiest way we knew how. Burning stuff. Oil. Coal. Gas. Simple. Dirty. Effective. But climate change doesn't negotiate. It doesn't care about politics or arguments online, or whether we're nearly there with solutions. More energy trapped in the atmosphere means more heat. No opinions required. Now, of course, we're trying to fix it. Solar panels, wind farms, hydroelectric systems. And to be fair, they're brilliant. But here's the awkward bit nobody likes to say out loud. If renewables alone were enough, we wouldn't still be building fossil fuel plants. And that silence, yeah, that says more than most arguments ever will. Because powering a modern world isn't like charging your phone overnight. It's hospitals running 24/7, cities that never sleep, entire economies that can't just pause for the weather. And wind and solar. They depend on something we can't control. The sky. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. And this is where nuclear quietly walks into the conversation. No drama, no weather dependence, no daylight requirement. It just produces power, consistently, whether the sun's out or the sky's doing what it usually does in Britain. And here's the part most people don't expect. In terms of carbon emissions, nuclear is actually one of the cleanest energy sources we've ever built. Cleaner than coal, cleaner than gas, and in many cases, even cleaner than people assume renewables are when scaled up. So the question becomes, why isn't it everywhere? And the answer isn't really technical, it's psychological. Because humans don't fear statistics. They fear images. A nuclear accident becomes a global memory. A headline, a warning. But coal pollution? That doesn't explode. It just lingers. Slowly. Quietly. Over time. And that's where nuclear stops being an engineering debate and becomes something else entirely. Trust. Do we trust governments to manage it? Do we trust systems to control it? Do we trust ourselves with that kind of power? Because history hasn't exactly made that an easy yes. Chernobyl, Fukushima. Those names don't just represent accidents, they represent memory. And once something becomes a fear in public memory, it doesn't matter how much safer it becomes later. The hesitation stays. But while we debate all of this, the planet doesn't exactly wait politely. Heat waves are getting worse, energy demand is rising, food systems are under pressure, and the question slowly shifts. From, is nuclear dangerous, to, is hesitation more dangerous? Because if renewables can't scale fast enough, and fossil fuels are actively making things worse, then nuclear stops being a controversial option and starts becoming something else. Not perfect, not comfortable, just necessary. And maybe that's the part we struggle with most, not finding solutions, but accepting ones we don't fully like. Because history has a habit of proving one thing over and over again. We don't choose perfect answers. We choose the ones that still work when time starts running out. And if this made you question how the world actually works, then the next question gets even stranger. What if Earth stopped rotating for just 1 second? Because, compared to that, this problem might not be the biggest one we're facing.